This is the Brazoria County Minute. And now the host of the Brazoria County Minute, Christen English.
Hello. Hi, I'm Christen English. I am with eXp Real Estate, and I'm a local realtor in the area. And I have a special guest today, Josh Brian. He is the marketing president for TDECU in Brazoria County. And he is here today to share with us some plans that TDECU has for our downtown Lake Jackson area. That's very exciting. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what the plans are?
Yeah, for sure. So Josh Brian, market president for Brazoria County here at the credit union. Been with the credit union for 15 years now. Sat in a lot of different seats from mortgage origination leader to working with our local car dealers to leading our partnerships team, but came into this role last year and really excited about growing our brand here in Brazoria County and really just serving our members.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So what does it look like downtown? So I know you guys have are in the process of this next year helping us expand our wonderful downtown that we all love so much.
Right. Yeah, whenever I came back down, I've worked in Lake Jackson for many years, was working in Houston for a couple of years and came back down. And
are you from the area?
I'm from Pearland, actually,
okay.
So I'm a Brazoria County guy.
You're on the edge. Yeah, you're on the edge. We'll let it slide.
Yeah, but when I grew up, I tell people all the time, when I grew up in Pearland, it was like Lake Jackson. It was a small town and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but, whenever I came back down to the Lake Jackson branch, so much has changed. COVID happened. Mm-hmm. Nobody comes to the office. We have a very hybrid work environment for our employees, which to attract talent, we've had to change how we do business,
Definitely.
Right? So, and there's a lot of different business units that we had at our branch in Lake Jackson that just no longer come to the branch. We don't need as much space as we had. So whenever I was looking at the branch, it's older. It was built for the way we did business 10, 15 years ago. So
yeah, I'm old enough. I remember when they built that. So
and it was new whenever I came to the credit union.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's that old. I guess I'm aging myself even on that. But it was just it mirrors how we did business many years ago, mm-hmm. right? And if you're over there on Lake Drive, you can see. Where Lake Road, how, all the different strip centers that we used to be in for all all of our lines of businesses.
Definitely, I remember
right?
all of those. Yeah.
And I worked in the majority of those. Mm-hmm. I think I've sat in every seat in this place. But, we're not over there like we used to be. Our employees are at home working and we're finding that we can do business better that way. So, mm-hmm. When I was looking at that space, I said we need something to recommit to the community, number one, but also something that fits the way we do business and the way our members want to transact.
Yeah.
So we started working with a local real estate agent, Josie LaChance and Ryan Birdsong. They had a piece of property listed with Kenny Verner. And as soon as I came into the role, that opportunity became available. So we started talking about, different opportunities. And we've been working on this for a while, but I'm really happy to say that, we're kind of finishing up our due diligence process and should be closing within the next month. So
yeah, that's exciting.
Super excited. So,
yeah.
But, we looked at a lot of different opportunities. There were other ideas for that property that, that were floated pre-pandemic and things like that. And it just didn't fit our business model either. So we've said, we started talking to the city very early on. Brent Bowles introduced me to Modesto Mundo, our city manager. And, we said, hey, we want to build like a city center. We want something for the community to complement everything, all the revitalization that's going on downtown. So, and I think it's, TDECU, we want to be that financial institution in this market that, mm-hmm. People that go, hey, we're going to TDECU Park or we're going to the city center by the credit union, things like that, because whenever I was, came down here, I didn't understand because where I grew up, there were different credit unions. So you'd go like, I'm going to ACU or I'm going to JSC. Mm. But down here, it's the credit union.
Yeah, it's literally just the credit union. And everyone knew what you were talking about.
That's right. So we want to be that financial institution. So for us, we wanted to build a great landmark branch. And that's what we're designing right now. It's going to be a state-of-the-art branch. We're really looking at this point for having a community meeting space as well within the branch. So, businesses like yourself can come in and use our board space and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Having a city center next to it and then donating a piece of the land to the city. Mm-hmm. And, the city of Lake Jackson has been amazing. The city council, Mayor Osnofsky, Modesto as city manager, they've been, vital in getting this pushed through. And we're really excited about it. But, the next process right now, we're going through the design phase, really, nailing down what is that branch going to look like. And I'll share with some pictures so we can show the viewers kind of like some ideas of what that's going to look like. And then, we're working with some landscape architects to show what that, city center is going to look like. I know that's going to be a huge piece that everybody wants to see. But, the way I look at it is our employees, it's going to be a great thing for our employees also because our employees who are working there at the branch, they're going to be able to go take a walk, on their breaks and things like that. And
that's so important because we need to be able to get out, fresh air, sunshine. it's so important for like our mental and emotional health.
I agree.
So for you to be able to offer that to your employees is really good.
Yeah, because I mean, that's at the core of it. We're looking to enhance our employee experience. We want our employees to be excited to come to work every day. Employee engagement is a huge thing that we measure. So we want to make sure our employees have a great place to come to and to work, but also our members have a great place to come transact and do business. And it's in the flow of their life, right? Downtown, there's so many restaurants, there's so many things going on that are great. We want to be in the midst of that to where you don't have to drive to the far north side of town to transact with your credit union. We want to kind of be downtown where everything's happening.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, and I think that, you talk about employee experience. I think that it's so important for employers to realize that giving their employees a good work environment and, just a way to feel invested into the company suits them in the long run because it keeps all the turnover from happening.
Right.
And I know, like, for me, whenever I am dealing with a business and they have an employee who has been there long enough to understand, to be able to explain things to me and help me and guide me because they actually know the business,
right,
is so much nicer to work with whenever, than having someone who just barely has been working there and doesn't know any of the answers.
No, I agree.
So if you're constantly having that turnover, then you don't have anyone who's really invested in the company. And if you don't have a good work experience for them, they're going to constantly be looking for the next place to go.
I agree, and there's examples that we've all read about in business, studies. Chick-fil-A is obviously one that comes to mind, but it's my pleasure, right? Like everybody leaves Chick-fil-A smiling because it's a great experience every time, and it's consistent, And that's a focus that we're really working on, as we've heard our members, and we've heard it on social media. Service is our priority right now, and that's where we're really focusing in on a sales and service framework to make for sure that if you come visit the credit union, you get your business taken care of, and that you feel good walking away with it. We want you to promote us to all your friends and say, man, they're great over there at the credit union. Go check them out, And so we've got to level up our game, but I think this branch will be a big piece of that. It's not a new branch isn't going to fix those issues, but there's a lot of other things we're doing in the background that will help supplement that.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm glad you guys are focusing on that, and I think that you being there for a while and being one of those employees who's invested. And you know where you want to take it, and being from here and loving the downtown space and wanting to help that grow. I mean, to talk a little bit more about what the downtown space will look like. I love going down there. Sometimes I forget about it because I get so busy with like life and work and everything, right. And then I'll go down there and just find myself just enjoying it so much. Yeah. Like a couple of weekends ago, went to brunch with a few friends, and then we went over to a boutique and we just walked around. I could have stayed there all day if I didn't have something to go do.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun. And then the other night we were out, with some friends and family. Just my husband did the car show and we did some other things, and it was just fun to be out with people and visit. And so I love that you guys are going to be a part of that. So can you tell me a little bit about like the part that's going to be where the city is going to be managing it?
Yeah, so we've worked with Robin, who works she's in the parks department with the city, and we really want to make for sure that it complements their park strategy, right? We don't want to say this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that it's something that the city was going to do ahead of time, and that we're just going to help kind of fund that.
Okay.
So we're looking right now at like an amphitheater, because the Civic Center has the concerts and things over there, but they're running out of space for people to put chairs and things like that. So this could help complement that and create some more space, but. The way I look at it is, things that you're saying, if your family is walking around downtown and, they go eat at the Worst House or Grazie or one of those restaurants, they can walk across. The kids can go burn off some energy. You can hang out, enjoy a nice evening, things like that. So it's going to be multi-purpose, but the amphitheater idea is something that we're on right now. But think about like hardscape, turf, something that's, weather resistant and things like that.
Yeah, that's great.
That would be really awesome. But we just want it to be something that's beautiful for the city, but just very functional, right? Like your family can go downtown. You don't have to spend money. You can just go run around, enjoy outside, enjoy downtown, things like that.
Yeah, and just run into friends and talk and hang out. Yeah, I love that. So if you could tell me, what does Brazoria County mean to TDECU?
We've adopted a saying, because the credit union has grown, as some other companies here locally have, like Buc-ee's and some of the other ones, which is a great thing, right? Growth is amazing. So we have a Texas reach with Lake Jackson roots, and that's a saying that we use at the credit union a lot, and we never want to forget that, right? And so within my role is, I have a passion for Brazoria County. Whenever I got promoted to market president, they said, you can have any market you want. And I said, I'm going Brazoria County because this one is this is where I started with the credit union. And I know what it means to the people of Brazoria County, right? There's ownership down here. And, I just want to make for sure that we restore it to what people expect it to be. It's high service. You recognize people when you walk in the door. We have service, we have products, we have everything that you're looking for. So just restoring it back to the, pre-pandemic, I say, everybody's business changed, but we just want to, be there for our members when they need us and really make for sure that we're there on that financial journey.
Yeah, and I think that's good because, even though our city is growing, we still like that small town feel. Even though we get mad when everybody knows our business, at the same time, we still like that small town feel. And that's like I said the other day, going out, just being around, running into people I know, just visiting. Yeah. You like that. There's comfort in that for those of us that live here, know.
And it's funny because, growing up in Pearland, I was talking to somebody. He's actually the president of the Pearland Chamber recently. But, Pearland doesn't have that. They don't have like a downtown that you can just walk, So I think that's unique to Lake Jackson. And I think it's super cool. You run into people that everywhere you go to lunch. And, you can go walk and it's just a nice walkable space. And they've got great restaurants that aren't chains, they're local restaurants and things like that. So tons of charm, and we just want to be a complement to that.
Yeah, I love that. I have a friend who did a road trip last year. She's from Reno, and she did a family road trip and ended up down here. And she said, I've been on the road for weeks going to all these different towns, and your little downtown area is the cutest one I've seen. I was like, seriously? She's like, seriously. So it made me feel kind of proud of that,
For sure. It is awesome. It really is.
So what do you think, what could you say TDECU's plans are for Brazoria County moving forward?
This is the first thing that we want to do, obviously. I think this has been on our mind for a while. We've been wanting to do this, and so we're just kind of getting to the execution mode of it. But there's other centers that we want to take a look at. We know that, our Angleton branch needs some help. And but also, we recognize that there's going to be a lot of growth in Brazoria County in the future, coming down south on 288. I think being at Brazoria County Day this past week and, listening to a lot of our local leaders, there's going to be 288's coming south. People are coming south. And
Definitely.
So there's going to be a huge
36 is growing as well.
Yes, for sure.
They're doing the expansion on the highway now, finally, after all these years.
Right. And I know, Grand Parkway may be coming. There's a lot of things that are on the docket right now. But I think that we're getting prepared for that growth, right? So that, that could be other member centers up and down, 288 and things like that.
Trying to kind of stay ahead of it.
For sure. And I think, we have such a brand presence here. We have members here. And, we have a lot of people who come up and down 288 for work, come down to Lake Jackson or go into Houston, people who live here going into Houston. So we just want to make sure that we're there to serve our members when and where they need us.
Yeah, you can definitely see, if you're coming down 288 or going up 288 around, work traffic time. I remember a time when it was all one-way traffic. Now it's both ways.
That's exactly right.
And I think that says something,
for sure.
For the future, what's coming.
And I think it's good for both sides of the economy, because I know the population grows during the day because of all the commerce that's down here. People are working down here, but there's tons of people who want to live down here because of the things that we've talked about, the small town feel, the charm of it, but they have jobs in Houston, So, I know there's a lot of, talk about improving the roads and the toll road and things like that. So all positive things, but it's a Brazoria County focus, and that's great.
Okay. Well, to wrap this up, what would you say that, your strategic priorities for TDECU moving forward in Brazoria County would be? Yeah,
and I'll steal this from our organizational strategy, excuse me. Our purpose statement is to help people navigate their financial journeys, and what we say our North Star really is really to be the preferred financial institution in our markets, right? So I'm not expecting to have, your direct deposit, your mortgage, your car, everything, right? But we do want to be that preferred financial institution in the market. So, that means that we're going to be looking at our products, our services, but mainly our service and how we serve our members. And, that's digital tools, and that's making for sure that we're there for you guys 24/7, things like that. But yeah, just continuing to meet our members where they are and, continue to evolve and be there when they need us.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today and share a little bit. And we're looking forward to what's to come.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
The Brazoria County Minute is brought to you by BeRemembered.us. Tell your story. Be remembered.